Good afternoon. My name is Clarence Gabriel. I'm the President and CEO of Transcera Strategic Solutions. What I'd like to do for you today is take you through an overview of advanced digital media marketing and social media marketing strategies. This overview and our process is developed specifically for small to mid-sized companies, especially in the retail business vertical. What we'd like to do today is to share with you this powerful paradigm shift we found and how it's applicable to your business. First, I'd like to share with you that we believe the best digital strategies are those who have gone through a facilitated process of planning, meaning a full strategic plan around digital and social media marketing. I'd also like to share with you Transcera's mission. What is our mission in this whole process? Well, through advanced digital media marketing, we're dedicated to delivering our small and mid-sized clients a true, measurable, sustainable return on investment by vastly increasing the retailer's customer impressions or gross impressions. And what we're aiming to do is to increase guest count, drive items per basket, and longer term, optimize brand recognition. And all of this can be done at a fraction of the cost of traditional media. Typically, when you look at advanced digital media marketing and social media marketing, it's in the 10% range of traditional marketing and drives about the same number of gross impressions or customer impressions. And we believe that that's a 10x solution, meaning we can drive your marketing budgets to be 10 times more effective through a strategic plan around advanced digital media and social media marketing. Also, our mission is a David versus Goliath story. Transcera employs an arsenal of innovative digital media tools, unique communication tools which are already being employed by the largest retailers in the United States. We've entered this digital arena with a different mindset, dedicating our advanced resources to smaller retailers from 1 to 300 stores, empowering our clients with customized communication tools which have been confined to only the largest players. We believe that retailers of lesser size and resources can communicate to massive audiences with the same caliber, speed, and firepower of your largest competitors. And we promise to deliver long-term, sustainable programs that drive consumer impressions at a dramatically lower cost than conventional advertising. Let's look at some digital media and marketing facts. First, smart devices, digital media, social analytics, social media marketing, they're really transforming the face of retail today. And digital media is becoming so prominent in our culture, you really need to be on top of it and connecting with your customers daily. Ignoring it can cause devastating consequences to your business, and even businesses with small budgets and small businesses can make the most of this web opportunity, advanced digital media and social media marketing, and most of all, its low-cost advertising solutions. So what we see is the whole digital media and social media marketing strategy begins with a brand voice, or what you're trying to communicate to your customers. Well, one of the things we'd like to take you through is what we call the Did You Know exercise, and it's a little bit of fun. Well, first, did you know there's 1 billion web pages out there and 3 billion Google searches going on each month? There are 2.5 trillion texts being sent each year. That means the number of text messages sent each day exceeds the number of the people on the planet. Just think about that fact for a minute. There are more texts being sent every day than the number of people on the planet. There are 200 cable TV networks out there, and the top 5 channels of YouTube get the same number of average daily viewers as the top 5 US cable channels. That's an incredible figure. There are 10,500 radio channels, and the number of hours streamed on Pandora is close to exceeding the top 10 radio channels with 3.9 billion hours. There are 5,500 magazines out there, and smart tablets have really rescued the magazine industry from the brink of destruction. 73% of the users now read magazines on their smart devices. These are incredible numbers. Actually, these are exponential numbers. Let's take a look at the state of traditional advertising, because we believe that's very important to understand where advertising is going, especially where is traditional advertising going as retailers and other companies make the shift over to advanced digital media and social media marketing strategies. Well, first, only 14% of the population now trust traditional advertising. Newspaper circulation has declined by 50% in the last 5 years. Adults between 18 and 45 actually no longer read newspaper ads. 90% of the young people in the US now skip TV ads due to DVRs and like devices. Radio has seen a decline of 23% in reach and effectiveness over the last decade, but most importantly, only 18% of TV ad campaigns are now generating a positive return on investment. And that's due to two reasons. One, the cost is going up. But second, they have to buy more television ads to get the same productivity that we saw just 5 years ago. And there is a major shift occurring between traditional and digital media. Well, let's take a look at where online ad spending or digital and social media marketing is forecasted to go. Internet advertising is forecasted to take over newspapers in 2014 and then exceed the combined total of newspapers and magazines in 2015. If you look at the pie chart for 2015, you could see that the number, 24.6% of total budget being spent on digital and social media marketing, eclipses everything but television and is getting very close to the number spent on television advertising. Well, what that means is social media has become the #1 activity on the internet, and people are spending upwards of 30 and 40 hours of their private and free time searching and wandering through the internet. Facebook has now reached 1 billion daily active users. Google over 343 million users. LinkedIn has 238 million users with 2 new users every second. Pinterest is now up to 70 million users, and food is the top category. There are 800 million users on YouTube, with 100 hours of video being uploaded every minute. There are 500 million users on Twitter, and they're driving 175 million tweets sent per day. These are incredible and exponentially growing numbers. Well, despite the vast potential social media and digital media marketing brings, many companies seem focused on digital media activity primarily as a one-way promotional channel, and really have yet to capitalize on the ability not only to listen, but analyze consumer conversations and turn the information into insight, return the response, and impact the bottom line. For example, 3/4 of the companies in a recent survey said they didn't know what their customers were saying about them. Nearly 1/3 don't measure the effectiveness of digital and social media marketing. Less than 1/4 are using social media marketing analytical tools, and a fraction, 7% of the participating companies, are actually able to integrate social media into their marketing activities. What that means is the very large retailers are capturing this new paradigm and employing it very effectively. Some other interesting facts relative to social media and digital media marketing that we've heard and gathered through statistics and information that we found primarily from white papers. 75% of the customers prefer to get their information about the company from content that's being shared from other people on their social media sites rather than newspaper ads or advertisements in general. Clicks from shared content are 5 times more likely to lead to a purchase. 48% of consumers who follow brands on Facebook do that in order to take advantage of sweepstakes, promotions, coupons, and that can be very valuable to a retailer's business. 18% follow to complain about a product or a service or a company, and that's equally as important to know. 60% of the people say they'd be willing to post about products, services, or company on Facebook if they were offered a deal or a discount. Mobile coupons are getting 10 times the redemption rate of traditional coupons. Let me repeat that. Mobile coupons are getting 10 times the redemption rate of a normal coupon. Mobile ads are getting 3 times the number of clicks. 42% of consumers complaining in social media expect a response in 60 minutes or less. So what does this all mean? Well, never before have companies had the opportunity to talk to millions of their customers in real time, to send out thousands of messages in real time, to get fast feedback and experiment with offers and promotions at a relatively low cost, often paid for by suppliers. And what's happening is too many companies in digital and social media marketing haven't really evolved from shout marketing, where they're still trying to place promotions out into the virtual universe like they did TV, newspaper, and magazines to influence customers. It's a one-way communication push at this point. But there really needs to be a generational shift, one in where social media for companies and digital media marketing become social. So what we believe for small to mid-sized retailers is we don't have a choice on whether we do digital media or social media marketing. The question is how well we do it, and that's where we can help you. That's where Transcera can really employ some powerful teams and powerful tools to help you drive your advanced digital media and social media marketing programs. Well, one of the things we really need to take into consideration as we begin planning digital media or social media marketing is the large retailers are making rapid and exponential advances in this area, driving very high retail digital marketing effectiveness scores. Previously, a score of 60 has been considered leading edge. That's on a scale of 1 to 100. So 60, if you've got a 60 clout score or digital media score, you were previously considered leading edge. Well, let's take a look at what's happening with the top retailers. Target is driving an 89, Walmart a score of 87, Whole Foods 86, Walgreens 86, Sam's 82, Dollar General 82, CVS 79, Safeway 76, and Kroger 74. These are your competitors. These competitors are investing so heavily in digital and social media marketing that the score of 60 has been left behind. These scores, especially over 80, are considered rock star level scores. So an average digital media and social media score of 81 in the top 10 competitors is being achieved 365 days a year, stretching their marketing budgets to work 10 times harder than simply using traditional media, because typically digital and social media marketing is about 10% the cost of traditional marketing. That's incredible. So not only are you facing larger budgets, you're facing budgets that are being stretched upwards of 10 times farther using advanced digital and social media marketing. So in one of the previous slides, we talked about the fact that what's being used right now by small to medium-sized retailers, and even some of the largest retailers, is the fact that we're engaging in shout digital or social media marketing, where we're just pushing content and monitoring it with very simple tools to see what's happening. The truth of the matter is, in an advanced condition or an advanced state where you're driving clout scores above 70 and 80 and 90%, there's a pull and a push strategy with powerful technology tools available to accomplish all of this. Considering that there are over 200 active social media sites with 4.5 billion users, you need tools that drive from the source to your web, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all your blogs, all your texts, all your emails, and YouTube, because that's what your major competitors are doing. So what are the critical components of this push and pull strategy? Well, the first one is brand voice and consistency. What's the message you're putting out to your customers? What is the pull you're getting back from them and analyzing and answering them? And it needs to be put out with consistency across the entire company. The second is community. You've got to build a community. If you have 4,000 people on your Facebook page, you're basically talking to 4,000 people. It needs to be tens of thousands of people, so as you're pushing your message out, your customers are actually receiving it. Content is important, and that's tied into not only your brand voice, but a consistent approach day after day of what you're saying to your customers in a very consistent way. And then the message, the tone, if you will, how you're presenting that information to your guests and your customers is critically important. Some messages are emotive, an emotional push, if you will, out to your customers, telling them about the roots of your company, what you stand for, and where you came from. The large competitors like Walmart can't do that. Then there are promotional pushes, where you're pushing out coupons and promotions tactically to drive foot traffic. And then there's the source, or the message source. Where can these messages come from? Where does the text, the email, the blog, the post, where can they come from? Well, of course, marketing is one of the prime areas that they come from. Marketing is the keeper of the brand and the brand voice, and should be flying air cover, if you will, over the entire enterprise. Well, another source is your merchants or merchandising. Can you imagine your merchants and your category managers conversing with their customers in real time about the products that were coming, or the products that were out last week, or what's happening with service levels or out of stocks in real time? Your merchandising team, with the tools that we employ, can talk to your guests in real time on your social media sites. Also, we're a very big proponent of hyperlocal marketing, or where the stores engage in the same level of activity around digital and social media marketing on a smaller level, of course, conversing with their customers on a daily basis in live time with their own website, with their own Facebook and social media sites, using their own tools on a very hyperlocal basis. The large competitors cannot do this, and this is a technique that all small to medium-sized retailers need to employ to match the firepower that we're seeing coming out of the larger retailers. So after exploring this opportunity for over 18 months, what do I really believe about digital media and social media marketing? And I've been in retail all my life, just like you have. I've faced the same problems, the same issues and concerns, especially when facing the large giant competitors. Well, what I believe is digital media and social media marketing can be a key differentiator between those who thrive and those who simply survive in today's marketing landscape. And one of the first things to understand is it's digital media. It's digital and social media marketing. It's not Facebook pages or just being social or putting out posts. There's a science behind these programs. The things that we hear, like I can do social media myself, I'm posting on Facebook, I'm monitoring with off-the-shelf tools, that's not going to work. That is not going to get ratings up over 60, 70, or 80% like your giant competitors. Or I already have a Facebook account and we're posting. Digital and social media marketing is an all-encompassing approach to online marketing success that can augment and sometimes replace traditional marketing. And it needs to be a total strategy, a total 360-degree strategy utilizing advanced organic search engine optimization, advanced website implementation and utilization, email and text marketing. We saw the number of emails and text being poured out into the US and around the world. We need to get into hyperlocal marketing where the large retail competitors can't go. Emails, newsletters, blogs, social media platforms including Facebook, Google, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube videos are now being touted as being 84% effectiveness in GRP or gross rating points as television ads. And basically, they can be done on an iPhone, and the simpler they are, the more effective they are. And if you look at it one way, it's free. That is an all-encompassing approach to digital and social media marketing. And Transcera employs a powerful system to engage in advanced digital and social media marketing. For example, one of our tools can post, schedule, auto-schedule to a blog, an email, a text, all of your Facebook sites, and every digital media avenue you have in one dashboard and be sent out with one click. It can also auto-Twitter, targeting growth by location, interest, and key customer group. For sites like Facebook, it can find and remove negative or inappropriate comments if it's applicable. This tool can also add every email, every text on record, connect availability to your system, and also provides customer segmentation marketing capabilities. Basically, you can segment your emails and your text into decile marketing groups and speak to those groups individually, bypassing cherry pickers completely out of the system. That's what your competition is doing right now. For example, if you're not a heavy half consumer with Whole Foods, you probably don't see 80% of the digital media that they're putting out in the United States. The tool will also understand what your customers are saying about your products and services, find interaction with your customers on targeted topics. On an enterprise level, the merchants can see it, the stores can see it. This tool can also add and post up to 1,000 groups or communities instantly for all of your websites, your blogs, your social media sites, your photo, your video sites, emails, texts, to 200 known digital marketing sources instantly from one message, from one click, out into your community. That is a very powerful weapon that only the largest retailers are employing at this point in time. You can also add streams and see responses and respond in mass to what's coming in. That's the pull approach. So you put out the data, you now have it, and you're able to respond to it in mass. We can create groups, lists, communities, targets, categories, and then post on thousands of enterprise level for the enterprise, for the merchant, or for the store. We can also help you understand what your customers are saying about your products and services on an enterprise level for the entire company, on a merchant level, or for a store level. Okay, we said in the beginning of the presentation one of the most important things was strategy first. Typically what happens is a small to mid-sized company will enter into digital and social media marketing, try one thing, not see a result, and then drop the program. What we found is that's because it's not put together through a fully cohesive strategic planning process. The first step in our plan is to develop digital media marketing strategy and align with the business objectives with the tools, the campaigns, and put key performance indicators or success metrics in place. And then we move into execution, which is identifying and implementing the software and the systems and all of the programs into the key business and marketing processes of the company. Then we get into the management or the tactical execution of the program that maps back to the business objectives, basically measuring the number of gross impressions that are coming out of your digital and social media marketing program that are tied directly to your business. And we can measure those gross impressions coming out of this program or your programs on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, proving to ourselves what's happening relative to what our consumers and customers are seeing. And then analyze that information, track it, report it, and adjust accordingly as we go through the strategic planning process. At Transcera, we have the tools for your success. We offer a cost-effective and personalized approach to accomplishing your brand's most ambitious digital and social media marketing goals. We can provide and measure gross impressions at a fractional cost of traditional advertising using highly advanced software, employing an organization over 50 full-time equivalents, and then putting together a sound strategy and marketing support that drive consumer impressions, build community, create brand, generate foot traffic, develop brand loyalty, and kind of a fan culture, if you will, and help you monitor your brand's reputation. Well, let's end where we began, with the Transcera mission statement. What are we really here to do to help you, the small to medium-sized retailer, flourish and thrive in the future relative to this powerful paradigm shift that we're seeing? Well, first, we're dedicated to delivering to our small and mid-sized retailers a true, measurable, sustainable return on investment. And the key point here is by driving millions of customer and gross impressions on behalf of your company at a fraction of the cost. What we're driving towards is increasing your guest count, increasing your items per basket, and longer term optimizing your brand. And we do this at a fraction of the cost of the traditional media. Basically, as we said, we're looking for or we're driving towards a 10x solution. But you know, the best part of all of this is we can do this for you. We can put this entire program together for your company, or we can coach you through it, your choice, through all of the components of advanced digital media and social media marketing, so that you can run your great stores and take care of your customers and your customer service all the time that we're in back of the curtain, helping you compete with your largest competitors on this rapidly advancing and constantly changing playing field of digital and social media marketing. Well, thanks for listening. If you're interested, please give us a call. We are very interested in working with small to mid-sized retailers, helping you understand these new paradigms, and we're here 24/7 to answer your questions or take you through the specifics of the program. Thank you.